Nice game. But honestly, anyone can do that with AI now.
AI can't invent a novel world from scratch. It can't feel what makes a challenge fun, or know the kind of quiet moment that makes a player stop and just feel something. I built the story, my idea, entirely from scratch along with the systems, pacing, and design. AI tools are like paintbrushes, they don't make you an artist. People see a finished game and assume it's like pressing some buttons. They don't see the whiteboards full of failed mechanics, the sleepless nights debugging, and yes, debugging still needs a lot of human work, because AI can only suggest fixes from existing patterns, not understand the deeper intention behind the code. They don't see the months spent balancing difficulty, so it feels just right. People think AI did it because it's easier than admitting a human poured hundreds of hours into something they themselves would never have the patience for.
But AI can also come up with the idea for the story.
Bruh, did you even hear what I just said? We're not talking about some cheap plot skeleton, I'm talking about ontological novelty. AI has no intentionality, no phenomenological interiority, no teleological drive. It's a syntactic automaton, a stochastic parrot that regurgitates surface-level symbol patterns. It doesn't possess justified true belief, it doesn't even believe anything. It has no access to the preconceptual substrate from which authentic creativity emerges, no a priori intuitions, no non-propositional experiential basis, no tacit knowledge. All it does is collapse probability distributions over token sequences based on historical human outputs. No one wants to play a game made of dead, stitched-together recycled ideas. They want something alive, born from the new chaotic, embodied cognition of a human mind wrestling with meaning.
Whatever bro, chill TF out.
Wow, you seem to know a lot about this stuff. Did you take classes or something?
Not really. I just picked things up over time.
So when did you even start learning all this?
When I was about 10, back in 2000, I used to like working with some coding and make my own small gadgets. Just worked with whatever I could find.
Oh, did you hear about those two boys your age who built robots and coded that app? They're amazing.
Yeah, but back in 2000, things were pretty different. There were no YouTube tutorials, no AI autocomplete, no ready-made templates to lean on. I had to figure out a lot from first principles. Kids these days have these great kits where they can just slap parts together, plus pre-written libraries and even AI helpers that finish their code for them. I'm not trying to say their work is any less valid, it's just that what I did back then felt like pure problem solving and creativity without much of a safety net.
Yeah, but everyone learns from somewhere, right? Those kids probably just started earlier or had better resources. I don't think it's that different.
I get what you mean, and it's true everyone builds on something, but the difference is in how you get there. Back then, I didn't have step-by-step guides or AI suggestions. I had to figure things out by experimenting and sometimes failing for days. It wasn't just learning what to do, but learning how to think through problems when no answers were around. And I was actually a few years younger than them back then.
Yeah, but everyone learns from somewhere, right? Those kids probably just started earlier or had better resources. I don't think it's that different.
I can see why it might come across that way, but back then, I had to develop raw ideas from scratch to complexity, without ready-made instructions or kits to rely on. It was just me, reading books, relying on raw ideas, and experimenting with tiny scraps. Sometimes it felt lonely and frustrating, but also deeply rewarding in ways that are hard to describe. Today, I feel that many young creators often work by assembling larger pre-existing components, using templates and AI assistants. Sometimes it feels like they're just modifying what's already there rather than creating something entirely new. That said, I'm not suggesting they lack creativity or potential. Of course, I believe that there are creators today who combine original thinking with available tools to build impressive and complex projects. However, it can sometimes feel like the spotlight and recognition shift disproportionately toward these newer voices, unintentionally overshadowing those who laid much of the foundational work that made it all possible for them in the first place, and also for those who offer more valuable complex ideas and works. I'm simply highlighting how the context and tools available have evolved over time. My hope is to offer a broader perspective on how different environments shape creative processes. I share this perspective in the hope that it fosters a greater appreciation for the diverse kinds of creativity and effort involved, and encourages a more balanced understanding of how merit and innovation build upon each other across generations.